All right, good evening, everyone. We've had over 1,600 gathered in Gatlinburg. We have top 3 tips for first-time campers and introducing training dates for adults that you don't want to miss. Plus, we've got prizes on the show today. But first, don't spell part backwards.
Oh, why is that?
Because it's a trap. It's a trap, folks. Now, stay tuned, and you are watching 12 Points.
Good job. All right.
I like that.
We're flying over the camp. Yay. I guess I should have turned up the music. I know that you can hear our voices, but...
Yeah. No, this is actually a pretty picturesque view of camp.
Yes. Yeah, I really like this reel. Every time I watch it, this is actually, I swiped this off of another clip that you sent me of, I guess, is this somebody doing the drone shot over top of the waterfront like that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a volunteer did this a year or two back.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good. We're in the pre-show banter. It's 12 Points live stream with your hosts, yours truly, Daniel Victorio. And of course, my buddies Alex and Phil Reed joining us on the show. You know, the last couple of weeks that I've been doing the 12 Points mini program, everybody says, well, wait, hold on. Where's Alex and Phil? They're here. They didn't go anywhere.
Nope.
So we're doing a weekly pre-recorded broadcast with news and notes. But this is the big live stream. And welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome. And thank you for being with us today. And if you're joining us on the program, either here on Facebook or on YouTube, be sure to drop it down in the comments and let us know you're here. It's Scott Sheeran is the first one on the page.
It's always
my
first.
3 favorite Scouters. What's up? Yeah. Hey, Scott, welcome aboard. Stay tuned and stay with us. Like Alex said at the top of the show, of course, we have prizes. Do we have prizes today? Phil, you do have a prize, right? It's in there somewhere. All right.
Somewhere.
We have prizes.
Yeah, you don't have to talk for a minute or two. So I'm gonna give you a second to find some prizes. This show, of course, is about tips, tricks, and best practices on how you can best be prepared for your next big adventure to Northeast Georgia and beyond. And of course, it only works when you comment, shout out, and like, and questions down in the comments right now. Be sure, by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications because we're going to make a lot of videos this year. But anyway, it's we're here live on the show now. It's okay. We don't mind when you don't, when you're, I think Peter was on the show last week. The other guys are okay. He's talking, I think he's talking about y'all.
I think so.
Yeah. Thanks, Peter. We're all here on the show. And Peter, we're glad you're on the show always. Thanks for joining us this month here.
Always fun.
And you know, this show, the live stream, the longer live stream always follows your regular roundtable, which I think next month is going to be a week sooner than normal. So, but you'll see an announcement about that. Of course, roundtables were really big this week because of the camp card sale, I'm sure. And so we've got, but anyway. Be sure in the interim to follow along. Visit us on the web at nega-bsa.org. And then, of course, I've displayed a couple of QR codes there, everybody. So you can, if you didn't know, we're all across social media. And then if that last one there on the right with the Camp Rainey Mountain logo, that is actually the Camp Rainey Mountain page. He says, seriously, live is good with all 3 of you. Thank you, Peter. Thanks for saying
Appreciate
you guys
that.
stick around and stay tuned. Be sure to share that with your friends too, so they join us and make sure they stay tuned because we've got some prizes and some fun stuff along the way. Scott says Andrew already sold 2. Are you talking about camp cards? Oh, we haven't even gotten to the camp card segment. All right, way to go, Andrew. Selling the camp cards already. So wow. So some people are. We just kicked off on Thursday, so you're telling me there's people that are already. Have either of y'all seen folks out selling camp cards yet?
Not yet, but I've seen people posting on Facebook all about them.
Yes. No, I haven't seen any camp card, I guess, booths yet. Of course, they just got them, but I have seen those other booths with the little girls and the baked goods. Man, they got me. They got me on both ends of the store. Adam Shebro's on the show, and he says, "Greetings
Nice.
to you." So we've got, looks like district-wise, we have Appalachia and Sweetwater on the show today. You guys, listen, we got a little bit of a new format here. I'll let you kind of take over here as we go along. On today's show, Adventure awaits 12 points, but it's kind of broken down into 4 distinct categories. And I'm actually, we didn't really get much of a practice run through, so I guess we'll just do this one as we go.
We're doing it live. What can I say?
We're doing it live, everybody. Thank you, and welcome to the show, everybody. Take a look here at our show notes, news from the month, and 3 segments on that: camping tips and tricks, safety and training. Maybe it's like training and safety. I'm not sure which one comes first in that one, but we got a lot of training news actually. That's that'll be Alex's big segment there. And then of course, upcoming highlights along the way. So let's get right into it, you guys. How about that? Hey, if you're just joining us, drop it down in the comments. Let us know what pack are you from, and give us the shout out and keep the show going. Also, feel free to put the brakes on with a question or two along the way. You know, most of the time when we've been doing this show, it's just been promoting all the upcoming events because we have so much stuff. This is an actual show today. We hope you'll like it. We hope you like the new format. I hope it's entertaining for everybody. And live and different honors, the 50th anniversary of SNL. Just roll with it. Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
You know, that should be in the news and highlights part. We have to finish this show tonight before the start of the SNL 50th anniversary, because we're going to get rolled over.
My plans for tonight.
Yeah. This segment is brought to you by our Camp Rainey Mountain online store. The best way to support this channel is to make a purchase on our store, including 70th anniversary gear, some of which is just a few things left over. Phil, do we got a lot of stuff left over? Or?
We've got a couple hats left over, handful of shirts, very limited number of belts. So there's still a few stuff on the store for y'all to check out.
Check out the store and support this channel by making a purchase today. Share that with some of your friends. Also, get a sneak peek at some of the upcoming season's gear and goods. It's coming up soon. Here we go. Let's see. Pack 511, sure. Daniel's favorite pack. So says Scott Sheeran. But anyway, probably so. They're the only pack on the show today. Oh, nope. Time out.
No, 522 is here with Peter.
Peter's here with pack 522. And so we got to give them a shout out also. All right. So I've got at least 2 of my favorite packs are on the show today. And thank you for joining us, you guys. First up, segment 1 is news. Phil, take it away here.
Perfect. Today, last week we had the 115th birthday for Scouting America. It's really an exciting time. It was a great opportunity to celebrate Scouts. It also coincides with Scout Sunday. I know that, Daniel, you were out there at the church for Scout Sunday.
I was. I had Scout Sunday on both ends of Scout Week. Let's see. I was with First Baptist in Lawrenceville and pack 554 and 514, a couple of packs and troops there. But and then I was with the 514 group at Fairview Presbyterian, and actually Scott Sheeran, who's from pack 511. This bunch right here, and Scott is actually a preacher, and he preached the sermon at the Fairview service. How about you guys? Were y'all at a Scout Sunday service last week?
I was at Buford Presbyterian with pack 1010, Troop 513, and Troop 5109.
I've been to that one, and they have a huge.
Yeah, that was a huge turnout. Yeah,
big turnout always. Yeah, that's good. Here's Scott from pack 548. You're probably like, I'm actually here in Centerville, Scott. So you're probably like right over, or you didn't know there was a live stream broadcast right here in your neighborhood. Welcome aboard. And so it's all Appalachia and Sweetwater at the moment.
Yeah.
Celebrating 115 years. And it was a big Scout Week, a lot going on. I think, as you saw in the last broadcast, but also, of course, thank you to all the Scouts for celebrating Scout Sunday at your various churches and organizations. Tell us a little bit about Winterfest.
We had a huge weekend up in Gatlinburg, Tennessee last weekend. Over 1,400 people in attendance. This is primarily for explorers and older Scouts BSA youth to come up and do a bunch of competitions, bunch of games, a whole bunch of fellowship up there with staff over 1,600 people, which is incredible.
Holy
It was
cow!
a
Yeah.
huge turnout, a lot of people, and it's always a great time. It's one of the largest exploring events in the country. It might be the biggest. I'll go ahead and claim that
Yeah,
for
it's
us.
kind of
It's the
gotten
biggest.
back to that point before COVID. I think it was a little bit bigger than that, but this is the biggest one we've had, in a post-COVID
Since
world.
COVID,
So,
yeah.
Yep.
so that is really good news. So
Yeah.
so Winterfest, a huge success last weekend in Gatlinburg, and thank God they didn't get snowed in up there. But
Yes.
all right.
Yeah, and of course, for our older scouts, for those who are graduating seniors this spring, we have our Clarice Bagwell Eagle Scout Scholarship. It's a really cool opportunity. We give out 5 $1,000 scholarships. The scout has to be a high school senior this year, so that'd be graduating this spring. They must have already earned the Eagle Scout rank here in the Northeast Georgia Council. They don't have to have earned it this year. It could have been earned a couple years previously, but they have to be a current Eagle Scout to apply. And they must be attending college or some kind of post-secondary school this fall. And that $1,000 can go towards your books, goes towards your schooling, to help that little bit for those Eagle Scouts who are going to make that next step into college. And not to be forgotten, we've got the Tom and Margaret Strickland Eagle Scout Scholarship as well, which has all of those same requirements, but you have to earn 3 palms on top of earning your rank of Eagle.
Okay. I was
So
wondering what the
that's
difference was. So yeah,
that's
the
the key
Tom and Mary
difference.
Strickland Eagle Scout Scholarship, and there's only one of those, right?
Only one of those. We give out one additional $1,000 scholarship, so $6,000 in total in scholarships given out from the Northeast Georgia Council to our incredible scouts.
The time is coming. Graduating seniors, March 3rd is the deadline for both of those. And actually, and I only put a slide up here for the Bagwell scholarship, but the QR code
QR
there
code goes to
and
both.
the
Yeah.
link takes you to both. They're both on that same page. So take a look at that one more time, and be sure this is the time. We want to have as many of our graduating senior Eagle Scouts to apply for that, and we always do. It's and let's see. One of them is given out at the Eagle Banquet.
Yeah, we actually give it all 6 at the Eagle
Oh,
Banquet
all
coming up at
6
the
are
end of
okay.
April.
All
Yep.
6 are okay. Perfect. Well, very good. If you have any questions about that, drop it down in the comments or leave us a DM after the show here or on YouTube, on Facebook or on YouTube, and we'll be glad to link you directly to the information that you need on really any of these, but specifically to do because of the timing on it. It is due March 3rd, so short turnaround. You're going to need things like recommendation letters and it's a full application for both. So you'll want to read through it and take your time doing that. So, but anyway, all right. Well, so that's it for the segment on news and notes. And coming up next, it's camping tips and tricks. This is probably going to be one of my favorite parts of the show. So we had to come up with 3 camping tips and tricks for every show from now on.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
went with I googled the first 3. I googled the top 3 tips. Can never use these ones again. Maybe we'll have to say them again, but just going to give you the whole slide there. The top 3 camping tips, as Google would have told you if you Googled that subject. Camping tips. Number 1, practice your setup. You guys, let's just talk about each one of these points. Have you ever? Of course, we've all been to a fall family camping weekend.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not really a horror story, but the mom and dad that are unboxing the tent that they just bought at Walmart. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
And,
y'all.
and
You
other
gotta
leaders
make
are
sure
now
you're.
having to come in and help them set it up. Yeah. No.
yeah,
Yep.
that's it's not just, but to me though, I think it's not just the tent. Like if you just bought a brand new stove that you've never used, that could, so that to me is like a safety thing, right? Like I'd want to
Yeah.
practice
Yeah.
using, make sure I,
There's been
Yeah.
too many times where they forget to take out all the styrofoam from the stove.
oh yeah,
And that
or
gets,
yeah,
yeah,
they
no,
tape stuff down into it.
Yep.
So unboxing it before, at the very least, unboxing it, but you just want to practice that setup of it because I think because it just n- not that anyone cares. Like if you make a fool of yourself, everybody makes a fool of themselves
Yeah.
camping at least once. If you've never made a fool of yourself camping, by the way,
You're
you've
lying.
never really been camping. The second one there, keep an eye on the weather. That's just a smart tip, right? I think everybody does this already with
Mhm.
I think with these things, close at hand, there's a weather app
Mhm.
on it. This didn't used to be the case, but it sort of
A
certainly
notification.
doesn't
Yeah.
go without saying. I've been caught on this before, like just not looking ahead. I'm sure, taking for granted. Somebody's just going to tell me that oh, it's supposed to rain this weekend. Man, and of course, I forgot to pack the raincoat or other wet,
Oh,
foul weather gear that's
Yeah.
needed.
yeah.
So I think I wanted to point out number two, especially for Cub Scouts, maybe
Mhm.
less so for Cub Scouts, but for Scouts BSA participants, keep an eye on the weather. But the weather shouldn't be the reason why you don't go camping, because camping, right? And this is kind of just
Yes.
Daniel's opinion on this one, right? You should go camping in foul weather and cold weather anyways, because that's how we learn.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
right? Like it's a be prepared thing.
Let's
Like, what if you had to?
we can say it this way, we were all scouts as kids. What's the trip you remember?
It's oh, that is such a
Yeah,
good
no,
point.
what's the trip you remember? For me, it was a blizzard in the middle of July. So
This
no, but
yeah,
that's what makes the story. That's what makes the adventure.
and I've never camped in a blizzard. I have camped below freezing. I have camped on the snow before,
Mhm.
at Camp Rainey Mountain, as a matter of fact, but never in a blizzard. But the rain, oh yeah, we thought that our troop was named after the rain. I mean, it was just like we would get rained on every time, back and forth. Peter comments real quick in the middle as people from I think that's National Capital Area,
Mhm.
asked about it. Not sure if they attended. I think he's talking about Winterfest. I
Winterfest,
hope they
yeah.
did.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
we do have scouts attend Winterfest from all over the country, and
Yeah,
some
we
that
had
surprise you. But
Hawaii and California coming out because I saw some pictures from
oh
folks
wow,
out in that
okay,
part. So
that's good to know.
Wow.
yeah.
Certainly from all over the South, but I don't, for a nationwide event with national recognition, explorers especially just don't want to miss out on that one. Winterfest
Mhm.
in Gatlinburg is a lot of fun. So let's see. Scott said, "Take your weather training. Here's your reminder." Oh,
A
you know
good
what?
reminder.
I think that's
That's a good
because
one.
like everybody gets the reminder about. I need to do this too, by the way.
YPT and all that, but yeah, no, never about hazardous weather, and that's an important one.
Yeah, I got booted out of Scout Book for not doing the YPT on time. That really messed up. If anybody's wondering why I'm not answering phone calls about membership, by the way, for the last week, that's why. Because I got booted out of the My Dot Scouting, and it was because I didn't do my youth protection. But anyway, you don't get the reminders like that for hazardous weather, but you don't
Mhm.
want to get to a camp out where they require or they're looking at it and you don't have it.
Mhm.
Make sure you have it.
And
Got to
that's
do that.
required for every direct contact leader. So Cub
So yeah,
masters,
that's
den leaders,
if
scout
you're a den
masters.
leader, a cub master,
Yeah,
scout master, assistant scout master, that's you, direct contact leaders. And you have to do it every 2 years.
two
Every
years.
2
Yeah.
years,
So okay, Scott. See, this is why you should be on the show, Scott. Take
right?
your I feel like this would go. Yeah. Let's see. Scott says type 2 fun is bragging rights. That I I I need to hit these a little faster. I'm not let's see. Rusty says farmers used to ask for our troop annual camping oh yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure that's true. Instead of the Farmer's Almanac, which sometimes tells you, but if you just follow Rusty's troop camping calendar, then you know
Mhm.
when it's going to rain. Here's Anna on the show today. Welcome to the show, Anna.
Yeah, Anna.
National venturing officers from across the country attend Winterfest. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So the
That's cool.
national
Yeah.
officers, the national president, and beyond, all of those folks attend Winterfest every single year. That's right. Yeah. So that's a part of the program, right? Peter says, since we are adding bragging, snowshoe camping in the Catskills. I have not done that yet. Was fun
Okay.
and planned, but multi-season campouts are fun and happen. But I think to the greater point, Peter, as he's pointing out, those are the memorable ones, right? Because if you're freezing cold, and by the way, one of the things my scoutmaster was famous for saying was, well, you can suffer through anything for 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
You can suffer. I'm soaking wet. You could probably get through 24 hours of that. Scott says, "Put me in, coach." All right, that's it.
I
Scott.
think we have a guest anchor now. Yeah.
We have a future guest host on the show very soon. I got to think of a good reason why, but you don't really need a good reason why to have Scott on the show. I think it'd be fun anyway. Either way. So yes, thank you. Well, thanks for being on the show with us. I think it's time. Oh, by the way, camping tip number 3. I just want to leave this one hanging here. Choose
forget
a
this one, yeah.
well-established campground. Could you possibly think of a well-established campground they could visit, Phil?
Yeah, we've got tons of opportunity for camping at all Rainey Mountain, Scoutland, and Rotary. Just about every weekend, there's available space for your scouts to go and camp. And like we talked about, no matter what time of year, we always want to get our kids out there camping. It's a lot of the biggest memories I have in scouting is out there camping. So going to one of those established campgrounds makes a huge difference.
For sure. And I mean, I think when you Google that, they're thinking, like go to your state park or whatever. I mean, if you want to pay $5 per person per day, you can. If you want to go to Camp Rainey Mountain, Scoutland, or Camp Rotary, our 3 camping properties available for your use on any given unused weekend.
Free of charge for the Northeast.
It's available and it's
perfect
free of
opportunity.
charge. Yeah, that's your guys. That is your campground. Here's Adam. He says, when can I take them out with just a spool of paracord and a knife? Actually,
well, there's a merit badge for that.
So yeah, there's a specific merit badge that would work just fine, I would think. I think that would be so that is great. But anyway, okay, so let's do a prize. What's the prize of the day? And I didn't think about this beforehand, Phil, but what's our question of the day?
Oh, what's our question of the day?
What's the prize?
Prize we're gonna go with. I've got one of our famous scouting tumblers right here.
Oh yes, another pretty pink tumbler.
Take a look at these bad boys right here.
Yes. Okay.
Look at that ombre. That's amazing.
Rotary is a great camp. We would go all the time when I was a Cub Scout in the before times. In the before times. Before you were 9 feet tall, or
I'm
what?
just thinking of the land before time. Yeah.
Yeah. How old are you, Scott? Rotary is a great camp. A lot of times when I'm doing a pack visit, I mention all 3 of the camps. And the last one I'll say is, how many of you guys have been to Camp Rotary? And I'm usually the only one holding up my hand. But when I was at Scott and them's pack, I guess a bunch of them went. So anyway, okay, I'm glad people enjoy Camp Rotary and that gets some promotion. We need some love out there for sure. Some campers on the ground there. All right. So what's the question of the day? Drop it down in the comments here, Phil. What do you got for us?
We've been talking about it. Let's drop in there what your favorite camping trip was. What's been your favorite camping trip?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What was your either as a scout leader or a scout?
Yeah, leader or youth. Yeah. What's been your favorite scouting trip?
Yes, you can drop down like if it was if it was the Appalachie Fall Camporee, which that's not a thing anymore, but if it was a Yule log in 1979, whatever, drop it down in the comments right now. Let's see who gets there.
I'm sure that patch is up in the dining hall.
And we're gonna give away a pretty pink tumbler. Hold that tumbler up one more time, Phil, and let us see it.
Is it pink or was it ombre? I thought it was.
It's a mix of pink and it fades into the blue down here.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so there you go. All right. We've got some comments loading in. We've got a lot more people on the show than y'all thought, by the way. So nice. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for staying engaged. And stay tuned because we got more points coming up here, everybody. Daryl says Cub Splash 2024.
Oh, man.
That was a good camp out. That's not a winner, Daryl. Sorry, but thank you for posting that. Cub Splash was a lot of fun, and big news, by the way, Cub Splash is coming back. So
It's
we're going to
coming
see it
back.
again. Adam says his 1978 ordeal. Now, I would have said my ordeal as well, because I did my ordeal, by the way, in 1991 at Scoutland, and it snowed on
Nice.
top of us in the
Wow.
night out,
Okay.
anyway. And so that is quite memorable. And I did it with like 3 of my best friends, all of whom I did not know at the time. We became best friends because we couldn't talk to each other for the whole weekend. And that's not a winner, by the way, Anna, but I'm glad you posted that one. Anna says Northern Tier. She's been to Northern Tier. Anna's been all over
That's
the
awesome.
place. I've known Anna since I was a teenager myself. Let's see. Scott said also Summer Quest was a huge hit
man.
for our Scout. Yes. And he's ready for round 2. Me too, baby. Round 2 is so
Nice.
awesome. That is a great comment, but not a winner. Scott also said earlier, which was almost a winner. He said Okefenokee with our pack. They went to the Okefenokee. All right,
Nice.
That's a good one.
have y'all done
That's
that trip before? The Okefenokee, and I lived in South Georgia for a
Yep,
time.
years ago. It's a ton of
I
fun.
still haven't. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I need to get invited on an Okefenokee trip. Peter said the 1981 National Jamboree. Oh, you went to the how old are you, Peter? And that's our winner of the day, Peter Schloff, everybody. Give him
There
a
you go.
big
Nicely
round of
done. Nicely done.
applause. Yeah, there you go. Peter wins the pretty pink. So Peter, you can get that. You can pick that one up from Phil, or Phil will get it to you for
Yep,
sure.
we'll get to him.
Anyway, good. Thank you guys for playing on the show today. Lots more stuff coming up. Jessica, you got in there a little late with the Yule log, but thanks for mentioning it. And
There you go.
Daniel, you are still a teenager. Of course, I get that everywhere. Rainey Mountain Summer Camp 1976. Oh man, Rusty, how old are you? Okay, all right. Adam said first fall family with Bash. That's his son. He had a blast. So the first fall family he ever went to, despite the cold and wet, played in the stream by our campsite. Okay, see that is
Awesome.
That's a core
good
memory
one,
right
Adam.
there.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
By the way, Adam went too. Oh, Adam,
Sherbaugh, yeah.
So somehow you got to split the prize here. Well, no, because technically Peter got it, but Peter and Adam were from the same council up north, and Peter said not that old, and Rusty said old. All right. You guys make the show. Thanks for being on and thanks for being with us today. We'll keep it moving here, and you guys stay tuned and stay with us. I think we got a lot more to come in the show today. Next up is training. Alex, this is all.
There you go.
This is all you, but
This is
take
all
it
me,
away,
except for the
Alex.
safety. I'm not the safety guy today, which is nice.
Oh yeah, not the safety. Yeah, Phil's going to do the safety part.
I got the safety.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So starting us off, we have Wood Badge this year. Of course, like every year, it is 2 weekends with April and May. That's important. Those are important dates, so make sure you mark them down on your calendar. It is a fantastic staff this year. I've been able to talk with every one of them, and let me tell you, they have a lot of scouting knowledge, and they are ready to share it. So please, if you have not gone to Wood Badge, make sure you talk to someone who is wearing a set of beads. If you look in this picture, there's a lot of folks that have these beads on. Make sure you talk to them, ask them what it's about, and just so you know, it's to help make your life easier. All right, I'm going to say that a lot today with this training section. That's what Wood Badge does.
I think our original special guest today, he ended up having to travel. Was supposed to be Terrell. We'll get him on the show, but
our
course director for Wood Badge this year is Terrell Tootin. He wanted to be with us today. This was my course director though, Rusty Royce.
Nice.
Wanted to flash that one back up there again. Just to, anyway, Mr. Scoutmaster, thank you. Yeah, and he says here. Okay, guys, listen. Let's get this course filled up. Every troop, every pack needs to be sending at least one leader to Wood Badge this year, and the space usually fills up. Let's get that one filled up, you guys. Here's Scott saying, "Do Wood Badge," and is that what's that little emoji?
That looks like a fox. I guess we have a fox in the house.
He's a yeah. You're welcome, Mr. Scoutmaster. Thank you, sir. So we got to get Rusty on the show one time too, right? Didn't we all vote to have Rusty on the show? I think he's escaped us a couple of times there. So we'll get you on the show sometime, Rusty. No problem. All right, let's keep it moving. Hey, obviously to follow that.
NYLT blast for the Scouts. Let me tell you, this is for 13 plus Scouts who've earned first class and above, if I remember correctly. And let me tell you, this is the Cadillac of training for our Scouts. They learn team development. They learn how to communicate. They learn a lot that will help guide them, not just through scouting, but through the rest of their lives. There's a lot of NYLT grads who go on with professional careers and said, yeah, I learned that in Scouts, and that was because of NYLT. We have 2 weeks back to back, end of May, beginning of June. They are filling up, so please make sure you register as quickly and as soon as possible. You want to make sure you get your spot for this year. And let me tell you, the youth, the SPLs for these 2 courses, fantastic. Between Elizabeth and Alex, they're doing a great job. Their staff are amazing. Make sure you have your Scouts come out and take part in this awesome experience.
This is going to be a great course. I just know it. I worked with some of these Scouts in the last courses. Those this past season, they did fill up, and there was a lot of people, and I mean more than a handful of people on the outside looking in. Don't be one of those. Go ahead and register. At least get your deposit in right now for weeks 1 and week 2. Either one. Of course, the week 1 folks would say one of the others is better than the other. Anyway,
a little bit of competition between the 2 of them, for sure.
Yes, let's go back to Wood Badge for just a second. Peter says Wood Badge is fun. Beavers lead the way. Yes, but Bob Whites are the best singers. Rusty says the price is high. That's true, but Anna says if funds for Wood Badge should never be a reason not to go. Funds are available. Thank you for reminding us of that, Anna. That is actually very important to note. Don't let funds be a reason why you don't go. Let's see. NYLT youth teaching youth. Wood Badgers aspire to be part of NYLT. Yes, all of these are great.
Yes, it is.
That's actually true. And there's only so many adult spots in the NYLT course. Let's see. Scott is calling out Adam, making sure he's going to be a fox. Wait, has Adam already gone through? Scott, are you telling Adam he's got to go through?
I think Adam's been through. I bet
Adam's been through.
Rusty said price is for me to guest host.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Not to do Wood Badge. I don't know. It's just, it seems similar to me, but he means to get on the show. Don't worry, we can afford it. Phil can afford it, y'all.
We can do it.
Yeah. We just got to sell some more T-shirts. That's why you got to go to the Camp Rainey Mountain store. And of course, Adam reminds us. Are you telling us that Adam? Are you Adam Shebro? Are you a fox? Is that okay? Adam Stevens is a Bob White. Bob White. Hey, I'm a Bob White too. All right, very good. And okay, this is all right. That's ridiculous. All right, I'm not doing that.
I remember. Yeah, this happened the last time, and the Buffaloes got outnumbered very quickly.
Yeah. And I think. How are the foxes invading our show? Okay, I get it. Ha ha ha. All right, guys. So yeah, some fellow foxes invading the segment on the show. Let's keep it moving here.
All right,
Alex, I guess this is all you. You got to.
Yeah, this is still all me. I mean, I love training. What can I say? So, Baloo, basic adult leader outdoor orientation. The first time in, I don't know, my years here, we have every date for 2025 already listed on the website with registration ready to go live, and everyone's looking for a blast. Let me tell you, Baloo is a great opportunity for your new parents, for your new leaders at the Cub Scout level to get an understanding of what it is to do outdoor camping. Because let me tell you, for those first timers, kind of what we were talking about at the top of the show, they get to open up and they get to look at camping equipment for the first time. They get to look at and understand what it is to plan a pack camp out with Baloo. This is a fantastic opportunity. And let me tell you, of the people who are on right now, Scott, Adam, they are all on board with Baloo. We actually have a good representation today from the training team. So
there's a lot of trainers on the show today.
We have a lot of trainers. So yeah, make sure you go online. Make sure you have your scouts or your scout leaders register for Baloo, and you'll just have a blast. Let me tell you. And yeah, Adam is correct. You don't technically have to be a leader. You do have to be registered, but you don't have to be a leader to go to Baloo.
Right. Yeah. Let's go. Time to train some great leaders. Scott Anderson says, Baloo is a ton of fun. Adam reminds us, you don't have to be a leader. You do have to be you will have to register.
Yeah.
And Adam says, my favorite event, and Adam's been at the last handful of Baloo
Yeah.
trainings,
Yeah. At
including
least the last 3 years.
so appreciate you guys. That I think that's our like main Baloo guys there. So anyway, guys, scout leaders, every pack needs this. Anytime you go camping, big or small, group size, your pack needs more than one Baloo trained person too.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about this one too, because this one's kind of important. And is it going on the same time or?
So yeah, we have a lot of carryover. So with Baloo, we have 4 courses over this year. For Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills, or IOLS, we have 6 for 2025. 6 courses happening throughout the year. Our first one is in March, which is also the same weekend as Baloo, happening at Scoutland. So nice centralized location for everyone. But yeah, we have courses happening the rest of the year between Scoutland, Rotary, and Rainey Mountain, Camp Rainey Mountain. Sorry, Daniel.
There you go.
And no, this is the required training that Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters have to do to be considered fully trained for their position. It is not required to go camping, though I will always say it is highly recommended that you complete this training before you go on a camp out with your scouts if you're at the troop level. Not to mention, this is a great opportunity where you also get to learn the hands-on skills in Trail to First Class. So all the skills that your scouts will be learning going up to first class, you're going to learn them here at IOLS as well.
So
make sure you get out there. Make sure you send your leaders out. It's a blast. Like I said, it's a lot of hands-on stuff. And let me tell you, there's never an opportunity for someone to get napping while you're on this course. So
yeah, no, it's not required for adult leadership, but it is required for Wood Badge, right?
Yes.
Yes, you got to take it in order to. Anyway, but it's something that you should do. The intro, it is the outdoor component of scouting. And when you get into that, you don't want to be winging it. You don't want to be making stuff up. You want to make sure that we're doing it the scouting way. So intro to outdoor leadership skills, click that QR code or visit us on the web at nega-bsa.org, of course, and head over to the training links. It'll take you straight to that page. And today's safety moment, Mr. Phil, you've been all over the country in the last 2 weekends. Tell us, like, where all have you been?
So over the last 2 weekends, I did the math. I've driven a little over 2,300 miles.
Holy cow.
Which would be the equivalent of my house to Los Angeles, California. So I know about distracted driving quite well. It was Virginia last weekend, and then this weekend it was down to Miami for the Scoutmasters Camporee with our friends at the South Florida Council.
So what are some points that you want to remind us about in avoiding distracted driving?
So distracted driving is considered any activity that diverts the driver's attention away from driving. It can have deadly consequences. In 2018, the CDC said 14% of all motor vehicle traffic crashes involved distraction in some way, shape, or form, and over 2,800 people passed away because of that. So this is a very serious topic because we're driving a lot in scouting, going to these campouts, going to our scout meetings. So here are some tips to help you not become a distracted driver. When you get in your vehicle, put your phone away so that you're not even tempted to look at it. Make sure to turn either to silent or to off. I personally turn mine on to do not disturb, so I don't get disturbed while I drive. Make sure to only check your texts and messages during rest stops or a food break. If you have to use your phone, pull off to a safe space, either in a parking lot or on the side of the road, where you can make that call in a safe place. And don't call or send messages to people that you know are driving. Let them focus on the road, because in scouting, we do not want any distracted driving accidents.
Perfect. Well, very well done. Thank you for those reminders. That's really important. And I just driving to work some days, the number of, and I drive through a lot of traffic, Snellville across the presidential market. Anyway, Plenty of people looking at their phones. Never, not Daniel, but I had the magnetic phone holder too, the phone stand. So, not holding or touching the phone while driving, but especially if you got OPK in the back, right? You know what OPK is? Y'all,
Oh,
other
yeah.
people's kids.
Mhm.
No, yes. Adam says distracted driving knowledge is a requirement for traffic safety merit
Yep.
badge,
Sure
which
is.
I'm a counselor for. So thank you for that. All right, and knowledge um about that in the requirements. So scouts watching the show, that's it says shout out to all the trainers. Thanks trainers for being on the show. That was Alex. Alex, right?
Yep.
Thank you guys for that.
Multitasking here,
Yeah.
distracted.
Oh, Scott also mentioned before this part of the segment, highly recommended is Army Talk for Do It. Ha ha. Oh,
Yeah,
highly
no, that's
recommended is Army. Scott was in the Army, or still is.
is
Is
still is,
Army
yeah.
Talk for Do It. Should have put that part in caps. Highly recommended leader go to IOLS and Blue. So you got to do it anyway. You got to have IOLS and Blue trained leaders for your troops. So some of y'all know you need to go. It's time to go. So thank you for the safety moment, Phil,
Yep.
and thank you for that segment, Alex, on training. And now let's go on to.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're about to button this thing up here, but I think in my show notes, the what's next portion, by the way, only had 3 points to talk about. But there's like 5 or 10 more slides here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in the decimal system by this point.
Stay with us if you're able to. Do we have? Are we out of prizes? We got all the prizes out, or we got?
That's all the prizes I've got, Daniel.
So all right, and I'm gonna you know what? So there was a prize offering in my last weekly that showed this patch off right here. It's the last one
Oh,
that I
yeah.
have, and
Ooh.
I'm not going to put it any closer to the camera. I'm just going to leave it right there. If you know what this patch is and you know what year it's from, drop it down in the comments. And you're going to take this little. I've seen this guy go for dollars,
Wow.
multiple dollars
Whole
on the
dollars.
eBay. So it's a patch. If you know what it is and you know what year it's from, and where we gave that out at. Any other, the more details you put in your comment, the better. The more you'll know. I gave one to. I found 2 in my old backpack after moving back. Like literally last week. Scott says "ooh special," which tells me he might not know what that is.
Nope.
Next up, we had the
sought
camp
after
card
path, that's for
kickoff
sure.
at Phil. I really wanted you to be at the Appalachia one, but you were on the road already.
I mean,
And
it looked
Alex,
like an awesome
you'll have
time.
to, yeah, Alex, you'll have to tell us about how the Sweetwater one went, or Peter's on the show too. He'll tell us. But
It was a
this
good
is,
celebration, let me tell you.
Look
yeah,
at this
this
guy.
is what this is what I'll do for, I guess, the scouts in my. It's always expected that I'll be in some sort of. I think this is the enticement too. Everybody shows up to roundtable, wondering what costume is Daniel gonna be in.
Yep.
Anyway, and I come bursting out the door with my astronaut friends there. Our theme for the camp card was take flight. And so anyway, that's us at the camp card kickoff. So of course, camp cards on sale right now. Every scout can go to camp and pay their own way by selling camp cards. It's really easy and it's a lot of fun. So make sure that you get out there. All right, Alex, you want to tell us about the next upcoming camp out?
Yeah, so the next one that's right on the horizon is Spring Fling, Bend the Element, happening at Scoutland. This is a camp out for Webelos, bears, and wolves. So tigers, I'm sorry, you're at home for this one. This is a camp out to really get you excited about what's coming up next in scouting. Getting to check out, scout skills, getting to learn about some things that the Scouts BSA do. They're gonna have a lot of fun, and the Avatar theme is absolutely bonkers. I love it.
It is going to be a lot of fun. Bend the elements. I think it's an exploration into the elements. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm told from some of the camp leaders. Scott mentions Rocket Man selling all the camp cards out there alone. Yes, I think I should have probably sang that part. But anyway, I'm not wearing the costume anymore. By the way, Scott, you can use I think that astronaut, even though I'm about 4 feet shorter than you, it's a one size fits all astronaut blowy up costume, which you're welcome to borrow for your troop or PAX camp card kickoff if you let me know that. Let's see. Peter said it went awesome, and we had cake and snacks to celebrate the 120th. I think he meant 115th, but we know what you meant, Peter. So they
Yeah,
you guys had a birthday cake, Alex?
Yeah, several cakes actually.
Oh, several cakes,
chips. No, it was a legitimate celebration. It was fun.
Wait, several cakes? I only heard
Several
about the
cakes, yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, there was one cake that was purchased, one that was made, and then there were some extras floating around.
Ah, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
no, they came ready. They had fun.
Let's see that. Peter said typo. I think he's talking about the 125th. Oh yeah, 125th. But Scott said, "Tempt me with a good time." I think he's talking about. He's talking about the
the
astronaut costume.
Yeah.
All right, so that will be fully expected. You're going to be in the astronaut costume. All right, next up is. Oh, this is you too, Alex.
Oh, this is me again. I am doing a lot of talking today.
Yeah, you.
All right, so this is the big news. If you didn't hear it at Roundtable, our biggest announcement is that Georgia Scout Show that is happening at University of North Georgia in Gainesville, technically Oakwood, but they call it the Gainesville campus. It's happening May 3rd. We do have camping Friday to Saturday for Scouts BSA. So please make sure you talk about that with your troops. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very
new
exciting.
Location means we're going to have some new opportunities, and really, we're going to have. Truthfully, we're just going to have a lot of fun with it this year. So please check out that QR code to get you to the website. Start signing up now for your different booths at the unit level. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of different groups coming out to show their wares and show what kind of things they can bring to scouting. So make sure you mark it on your calendar. You are going to want to be there.
May 3rd, Georgia's Scout Show at University of North Georgia coming up this spring. Also coming up actually in a couple weeks. I actually forgot that I left this one on here. March 1st is the next Scout Night with the Gladiators. Join us for a night on the ice at Gas South Arena. Scout Night with the Gladiators. It says Hockey Heritage Night. By the way, it's Thrashers Night. It's Thrashers Jersey Night. So that's usually a sellout.
Oh, nice.
Crowd.
That's a throwback. Yeah.
It is going to be electric. I've already got my tickets in section 101 like I always do. Guys, I will see you there. Have y'all got your tickets yet? Phil, Alex, have y'all got your Gladiators?
Not yet, but I need to.
Not yet.
It's going to sell out. This is going to be the big one, and I can't wait. You guys join us for Scout Night with the Gladiators. We got 2 more games left. Scout Night with the Gladiators on March 1st, and then again at the end of the month. Is going to be I think it's called I've had this is the old slide. The new one tells you that it's like at the end of March, but it is retro gaming night. It's kind of I think some of the kids saw that and were asking me about retro gaming night. Not sure what it's all about, but anyway, if you're into retro gaming, that's the night for you. But either one, it said Scott says 2 great teams, going to be a great game. Oh, hey, listen, if we're reaching far and wide, my Savannah friends versus the Ghost Pirates, I'll host you here. Get your tickets now to the game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. That's why I'm wearing my hockey hat. I'm wearing my Gladiators hat here. Let's go back to the comments up here. Let's see. Adam said Eclipse 2024. No,
this is for your prize.
No, that was so was there an eclipse? There was an eclipse in 2024. Anyway, no, not that one. Sorry. It was actually, and Scott, you were actually the winner either way. It is the 2017 eclipse. And this collector, I can get a little closer, but it'll mess up my focus on my wonderful 1080p webcam here. So you can see that there's some letters ghosted in there. It will tell you though that and actually I guess I should have let me just go back to right there. If you can read that, if you can make that out, by the way, it will tell you that this is the 2017 eclipse. And during the 2017 eclipse, Camp Rainey Mountain itself was in the path of totality. Or what do you call that, Phil? I can't remember. Something about
it was totality. We were in complete totality.
Yeah, we were in the path of totality, and so places all up and down the East Coast that were in the path of totality were booking, people wanted to camp. So we did that, and people paid to camp out at Camp Rainey Mountain for a night, just to be there. And it was rain. I remember it was rainy and cloudy all morning, and I
Mhm.
thought it was going to be really disappointing. And like right before the
Clouds
moment
part.
of totality, the clouds parted and the eclipse happened, and it was actually a really cool moment. And we sold, everybody got one of these patches when you came. It's like a council strip, and we sold them too. But so that was all right. Scott, big winner of the day gets the Eclipse patch. Remind me, I'll put it in the truck. That's for you. And that's my last one. So don't ask. I don't have another one for myself. It's going from my collection into your wanton hands, you threadheads. So Scott, that's she's all right. So she's all yours, Scott. That's for you. Remind me later when you see me again, which you will. Also coming up, by the way, that was technically the end of the show, but and Phil, I know you got to get out of here soon, but Alex and I'll just keep going here to the very end.
We will
The
keep talking. We can
summer
do
of
that.
Cub fun is on its way right here. And guys, listen, there's a QR code takes you to the landing page for the summer of Cub fun. Invention Convention is day camp and twilight camp. Those dates are already up, and registration has already begun. So Cub Scout families out there, it now is the time. You've been begging us to get it up sooner. We've got it up now in the month of February. We've never done that before. It's
Nope.
up now, and you can register actually for all three of these. There and I should have put 4 spring family camping as well. Cub Summer Splash returns to Camp Rainey Mountain. The Scoutland Summer Quest, which was a 4-part series, now a 6-part series, and more season pass options are available. This is going to be a lot of fun, Alex. We're going to actually have a pretty
It
big
sounds
summer
like it.
for Cub Scouts this year. So, you guys, listen, hit that QR. This is the one to share throughout the spring. We're going to talk a lot about this, but Scott says the Summer Quest season passes round 2 electric boogaloo. I need to like read your comments before I read them out. I gotta practice your comments every time.
They've been good so far.
Let me try it again. Summer Quest season passes round 2 electric boogaloo. Yes,
There you go.
there are
That works.
more
Yeah.
season pass options. So if you want to go to 4 out of the 6, there's a season pass option for that. Some people only did 2 last year, and there's a season pass option for 2. But if you want to go to
Wow.
all 6, that is the Silver Elite Pass. And it is going to be so awesome. Scott says,
That's the
so
good
glad to
one.
have summer dates in time to plan for them. And parents have
There
been
you go.
begging us to get them
Yep.
up sooner. Scott, you are so right.
You
And
speak
just,
and we
you know what?
listen, that's for sure.
Yes, here it is, the 16th of February. It's actually been up for over 16 days now because it went up
Mhm.
at 16 days. They've been up since the 1st of
Yeah.
February. This
Since the
is
start
just
of
the
the month.
first chance that we've had to talk about it, to be honest with you. But you're right. It's good to have the dates right now so that you can actually, plan for things. The only option for the maximum fun is all 6. It's the Silver Elite season pass for Scoutland Summer Quest. Scott, you are so
Man,
right. Um,
that's the good one.
yes, plenty. Oh, I'm going to skip right over that popcorn slide.
A little early for that one.
It's too early. We just finished. This is the first this is the first week that I've driven around with no popcorn in my car, by the way. So this segment brought to you by the Mwogo Lodge and the Order of the Arrow. Be sure with the next time you're out, thank an arrowman. You'll know them by their
Yeah.
sash or their flap, which has a black bear on it. Thank an arrowman. What are some of the things that
And
arrowmen do for us, Alex?
they do a lot. I mean, right now, the lodge executive committee is getting onto their own Zoom meeting, which is where Phil had to run off to.
Oh,
They
that's
do
right.
so
Yeah.
much they do so much for our council. They help with camp promotions. They help with keeping camps nice. Both
Yes.
Scoutland, Camp Rainey Mountain, and Rotary. They do a lot to ensure that our properties are looking spick and span and that they have constant new development there. Not to mention, and I'll do a shout out specifically to both Sweetwater and Appalachia. That's Conatalaga and Launi. They do a lot for the day camps as well in the summer
That's
for
right.
those
Yep.
airmen who aren't doing something at Camp Rainey Mountain or our far flung Philmont sea
We have
base,
ones
wherever they
that
can
can't
be.
spend the whole summer up there, yeah, but
Yeah,
they'll
no,
be
they do a lot with day camps. So no,
there are standbys for day camps. We are very Canatalaga chapter folks we are well supported in Appalachia from a day camp standpoint. Peter says, "Aren't you glad you have a pickup?" Um, sort of, right? On the popcorn thing. And actually right now,
that's where you store everything. Yeah.
I will tell you the camp cards in bulk are much heavier than popcorn. And I've had to lift those things out of the back of my truck, like,
They're
anyway.
heavier,
So
but they don't take up as much space. I like that part
you're right.
because
So it doesn't take
yeah,
up my whole truck bed, thank God. Adam says, cheerful service. Hoorah for that. Thank you
yep.
guys again to the Mowogo Lodge and the Order of the Arrow folks. Camp maintenance and prep, huge thanks. If you were at Appalachia's fall family camping, and I know we talk a lot about Appalachia, but it just the timing wise at
Yeah.
Scoutland, if it hadn't been for the Mowogo Lodge clearing some
Oh,
stuff
during the
up
service
after
day,
a
yeah.
hurricane, we weren't gonna have, I mean, like, we are just very grateful that that they were there, they answered the call right away, and making sure that they get out there. Rusty says youth leadership development. Yes, like Scott Sheeran always says, it's like the greatest leadership lab. The OA is leadership in action. Those are
Yes, it is.
it's very youth led. It's not playtime when it comes to OA time. They're having to lead and be a part of developing our camps in a big way, and I think that's great for young leaders, especially those that are in office, either at the chapter or at the
At the
lodge
lodge
level. So
level.
thank you
Absolutely.
guys.
There's things that they wouldn't have to deal with otherwise
Yes,
at
thank you
this
so
point in
much
their
to our
lives. Yeah.
lodge leaders, and especially the Mowogo Lodge. We've got another swarm game coming up in the second weekend of March on a Saturday this time instead of Friday. But hit that QR there and purchase your tickets. It's also at Gas South Arena. We went to this. Actually, Wesley and I went. A handful of us went
Mhm.
to it. Mr. Eddie, a bunch of us. We had so I have never been to a Georgia Swarm lacrosse game. It is electric. So if you just want,
It's fast paced.
yes, have you been to one of these before?
I've seen box lacrosse, but I have not been to a Georgia Swarm game. But
So like to me, if I had known more about it going into it, I'd say world's greatest sport, and I could probably be carried over into that realm. By the way, when they do the face off, they got the sticks down on the ground,
mhm.
and they do the face off, and as soon as the ball gets out, it is rock and roll, and I don't mean that as an adjective or
Yeah,
euphemism.
no,
I mean
it's nonstop.
they blast rock and roll, real rock and roll. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so that's the death of rock and roll is far behind us. They blast rock and roll for the entire quarter until somebody scores, and then they do a funny dance when they score too. So, I
Nice.
had a lot of fun at the Georgia Swarm a couple weekends ago. We got one more game left. Georgia Swarm Scout Night with the Georgia Swarm at Gas South Arena. Hit that QR code and join us for a big time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Scouts in uniform, nega-bsa.org/Georgia Swarm. It really is a lot of fun. Does Daniel have some kind of ties to Appalachia? I had no idea. Yes,
No.
you did. I'm your district executive. Nice to meet you. And Adam says the swarm is so much fun. Adam, I hope I see you at the next swarm game. It was a lot of fun. So I'm a big sports fan, as y'all can tell. And that's why I like to go to all the sports games when it's Scout Night with the whoever. And this one is, of course, Scout Night with the Georgia Swarm. And of course, coming up in late
Got the
May, it's Scout
stripers.
Night with the Stripers.
This
And
is
our
gonna be
dates and
a
QR
lot
code,
of
our
fun.
QR code takes you to our webpage, but I think our FIVO link's not up yet. So they haven't posted the ticket link yet, but I'm supposed to have those. We're supposed to have those up within, I guess, in a couple of weeks. But anyway,
Mhm.
we do have our dates for it. I think May 30th is our first Scout Night with the Stripers game. And I go to this every year too. It is a lot of fun. Anna, so true. Right now, we should be recruiting. The course will commence in a matter of weeks. I think she's talking about NYLT,
Yep.
either NYLT or Wood Badge. I can't. But I'm assuming she means for both of those. Anna's tied to
I
both
would
of
go with
those.
both. Yeah.
But probably NYLT. Um, I just assume Alex does it all. I think Alex is glad
There's a
that he
little bit
no
of a
longer
joke
does
there.
it all.
Used to.
Yes, there was a time. All right. See, this is why Scott's going to be on the show, y'all, because he brings the
Yeah,
funny. All right. And
he's
yes,
good.
pitchers and catchers report next week. Yes, baseball. Thank you. All right. Football is over.
Starting off.
Yes.
Yep.
And we're back to pitchers and catchers reporting next week. Stripers game is always a great time. So, hey, listen, for the Stripers game, yours truly usually gets to select the kids that go down on the field to present the color. Actually, I guess I won't get that honor this time. It's going to be Nisha's turn. So probably somebody from Sweetwater, but maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Good word to be put in, that's for sure.
Get your tickets and drop it down in the comments. Do you want your pack or troop to be presenting the colors for Scout Night at the Stripers or the Swarm or the Gladiators? I
Any
know
one
a
of those,
guy.
absolutely.
So anyway, stay tuned for that. And of course, coming up, Summer Camp 2025. Our home for summer camp is Camp Rainey Mountain, and we want you to join us. We're inviting you to join us at beautiful Camp Rainey Mountain in the land in the valley. And it is going to be so much fun this year, featuring our new Trade Skills Center this year.
I'm excited for that.
Me too. And actually, so there's a lot of build out going on, and you're going to see that in one of our upcoming episodes. Just an exclusive look at the new Trade Skills Center that's being built. But really, the insides are starting to be brought together and brought in. And so we're gonna see a little bit more of that as the spring progresses and we get closer to the 2025 season. But summer camp at Camp Rainey Mountain, and if your troop hasn't decided or hasn't had a chance to schedule their week, get on the page now and make sure to book your week at beautiful Camp Rainey Mountain this season for summer camp 2025. By the way, if your troop's going somewhere else and maybe that's
and you
too
still
far
want to
away,
go to Rainey,
yes, you can still go to Camp Rainey Mountain by joining us for the summer squad, and we're gonna have more about that in an upcoming episode as well. So get with a squad, join any week of summer camp. You can join a summer squad. Also coming up in this summer at Scoutland, and I will tell you what, we opened registration for this a month earlier than normal.
Yes, we did.
And I can see a couple of these things filling up already, y'all. Do not wait. All right. So we brought back water and aquatics, and those are the ones filling up right now because that's the high demand stuff. So don't listen. There's no crying in March and April when you didn't get a motorboating or water sports spot. It will be full by then. Do not wait. So lots of cool things coming up and lots of new stuff at Pathfinders this year at Scoutland. Hit that QR code, and there's going to be more, of course, about that. I have 3 volunteers as tribute from 511. Okay, all right. So sounds like Pack 511's going down on the
I think so.
Down on the field. All right, I'm going to write that one down, actually, Scott. Okay, that will be your as tribute. Just make sure they can hold the flags up and down, right?
Or at least stand still.
The tall kids can. Yeah. The little kids. Scott says the Trade Skills Center sounds incredible. Those are invaluable skills that could lead to a wonderful career. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the vision behind it. Honestly, we've been doing welding for a long time, but this is an expanded welding program. But also to include automotive maintenance. And you heard me talk about that in last week's show.
Yeah.
It is going to be so cool. I think farm mechanics and plumbing also, and future expansion as we go. But trade skills coming up at summer camp. And of course, the Scoutland Summer Quest, which we mentioned in the Summer of Cub Fun. But thought I guess I'd throw another slide up there. I think I just had an extra slide in here about that.
It's always worth it.
Yeah, visit us on the Summer of Cub Fun on the NEGA page. But of course, again, mentioning Scoutland Summer Quest, more season pass options. Registration is open right now. This is the 12 Points live stream. You've been joining us. Thanks again. If you haven't had a chance, throw it down in the comments. Give us the shout out. What pack or troop are you from, or where are you hailing from this weekend to join us on the show? And that's.
I think that's it, right?
I think that's the whole show. We'll see you guys at camp. Hey, listen, if we've earned it, and you've enjoyed this content today, would you be sure to hit that like button? And also, if you're on the Facebook page, click the share and share it to your page so that other scout leaders and other folks interested in scouting activities in the Northeast Georgia Council will find our channel, watch our show, even a portion of it,
Yeah.
something that will help. And it's just a great way to help out our channel, but also there's valuable information in all of these shows. And this is a great time to be sharing it because we just don't want anybody to miss out. This is about expanding our reach as a council and as a movement, so that more scouts have that opportunity to do some of the fun things that scouts do, not only in the summer but in the spring and in the ensuing months. So that was shorter than my last Friends of Scouting presentation. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Come on.
Scott's a
We
comedian. What can we say?
we went on at 5 minutes to the hour. It's now 7:01.
Yeah.
No, no, this is one of the longest shows we've ever done. Hey, Scott, I got your patch right here. I'm gonna put it in the car. You come by and see me at the scout office sometime this week, and I'll make sure you get that. Hey, listen, if you're on the YouTube channel or watching us on the rebroadcast, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell for notifications. And hey, you know what? Check out some of these other videos. Alex, great show today. Thank you.
Good show. I like it.
That's good. I'm gonna boop, boop, boop right up on it, doot, 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 and hit that end button. Goodbye
There we
and
go.
goodbye.